Hello everyone, Cpt.AirWolf here. It's been a long time since we've released a video. I do apologize for that. There's been a lot of things that have sort of held me back from releasing one. Repairs to the house, as well as some repairs to my Microsoft Flight Simulator actually, which crashed and left me without a sim for quite a while. I finally was able to get it up and running again. So yeah, here we are. Things are a little bit different in this video, as you guys can see. I'm actually recording a video in VR, so I'll sort of explain a little bit of how that actually happened. A couple of weeks ago, I was in Houston for the Flight Sim Expo, and at the show, Pimax was there showcasing their incredible VR helmet or headset called the Crystal. And after trying it out a little bit, I decided to reach out to them, and lo and behold, I was able to get a unit shipped out before they actually released. And yeah, I've got to say, this really changes the game in terms of VR is concerned. I'll explain a little bit more of what I mean there, but years ago I bought a Vive Pro. I don't know if you guys, some of you might be familiar with it. And yeah, played quite a few VR titles, and initially I liked it, but one thing that just didn't work for me was the Vive's low resolution. So for example, when I was playing flight sims, I couldn't read any of the instruments, and you know, everything was a blurry mess, especially with the plastic Fresnel lenses they use and stuff. And so yeah, after trying a few flight sims with it, eventually I just got bored of it, and you know, packaged it away, and it sat there for like 2 years not being used. And so I'd sort of given up on VR for flight sims. I honestly thought that was it, you know, it wasn't going to work out. But then I got a chance to try the Crystal at the Sim Expo, and I'm telling you guys, like, it was transformative. Like, I had actually tried the Vario Aero before, and I loved it. But there was a few things about it that sort of kept me on edge from buying one, let's just say. But yeah, I received an opportunity to try this Pimax Crystal, and so I'm going to be making a lot more videos of it in the next couple of weeks. Probably the next video I'll do will be an unboxing, just to give you guys an idea of what you actually get in the package. But I figured I'd do this little intro video, and the other reason I wanted to do this one as well is just to give you guys a little bit of an update on Project Airwolf and what's going on there. So yeah. So what I'm going to do right now is show you guys what's going on in the sim. So at the moment, I'm not sitting in Airwolf. I know some of you guys might think it is. What I'm sitting in right now is actually the incredible Bell 222B created by Cowansim. Obviously, as a fan of Airwolf, I was going to need to pick this chopper up and give it a shot. And I've got to say, like, they've done an amazing job with this helicopter. If you're a fan of Airwolf, regardless of when Airwolf gets released, you've got to pick this up. It's phenomenal. If you're looking for like study level type heli, I've been flying it almost every day. There's another chopper which I'll show you guys another day, which I love as well. But yeah, this is pretty much my daily driver as far as flying in the sim with. Excuse me. We are taking off from Niagara Airport. So this is actually a third-party scenery file created by a good friend of mine, Jeppeson, and it's available on flightsim.to as well as a few other websites as well. I'll try and provide the links in the descriptions for both the Bell 222 as well as the scenery pack. So yeah, we're going to take off and do a little bit of flying. So one thing I will mention, I am very new to flying in VR. Haven't done it all that much, and so you'll have to excuse me if I make a few mistakes. This is by no means going to be expert level flying, so just keep that in mind. So yeah, let's see if I can get off here. We're going to raise that collective, keep an eye on that anti-torque pedals. Alright, and we're off. Wasn't pretty, but no one's dead. see a tower up there in the distance, so we'll head that way. So for those of you wondering, I fly using the Puma X2 by ProFlight Trainer. Phenomenal heli controls for those of you looking to buy some. I also met the creator of these controls at the Sim Expo, and that's what made me decide to pick them up. So before that, I was just flying with normal joystick and pedals, but these controls are so much better. One of the big reasons is that unlike the other control I had, this cyclic is dampened, so it'll stay wherever you leave it, right? Which is super important. And there's the beautiful scenery up ahead of us. So this is all custom scenery made by Jeppeson. I hope it looks as good in the footage as it does on my screen. Absolutely phenomenal, especially at night with all the lighting. And I've got to say, flying in VR, there's nothing like it. Like, I've got a really nice monitor, I've got an OLED display, and it pales in comparison to this, let me tell you. It is just phenomenal. So a lot of you guys are probably wondering what's going on with Project AirWolf. So I will tell you guys. One of the reasons I was actually at the show this year is because a couple of months ago I was looking for help with the project. I felt that I had gotten it as far as I could on my own, and I wanted a little bit of help with areas that I'm not as strong in. For example, texture design, sound design, stuff like that. And I connected with a group of developers called Parallel 42. Some of you guys have no doubt heard of them. They make incredible products. And within a couple of hours of speaking to Edson, I'll call him their CEO, I guess, I was just blown away by the team, honestly. Like, everyone who works there, they're all super passionate about everything they do. They're detail-oriented like I am. So it just felt like the perfect, puzzle piece. So not only did I want them to help me with Project AirWolf, but I decided to join them as a partner for the time being and help them out with projects of theirs as well. And so what that meant was sort of putting AirWolf on hold for a short while and helping them out with a few of their projects, which I'll share more of in the future. And once we're done with that, they're going to help me finish Project AirWolf to the level of quality that I feel it deserves, essentially. And so, excuse me, ultimately what that means is that it's going to take a little bit longer to come out than I had initially hoped. But the end product is just going to be so much better than anything I could have expected. So yeah, so that's basically the status on Project AirWolf. And out of respect for Parallel 42 and how they operate, I'm sort of going to go dark in terms of updates on it, just because I want to make sure that when we do release it, it makes a bigger splash, basically. But I do want to assure all of you guys the project is alive and well. It was never abandoned. It's been in development ever since. And so, yeah, just keep that in mind. And here we are, the beautiful Niagara Falls again. Amazing work by Jeppeson. I highly recommend anyone who loves great scenery pick this up. There's a lot of small details that you just can't see while flying at night. I might be able to fix that, actually. Just give me 1 second here. Hopefully I can pull this off without crashing. One of the products that Parallel 42 make is this amazing little tool called Flow. Flow is like a UI tool that just improves how certain things work in the sim, especially in terms of menus. And let's see if I can actually operate it here without crashing this chopper. I have mine here on the side. So there's this little wheel where you can easily change the time of day, as you can see here. So I'm actually going to just set mine to daytime so we can get a better look at the scenery. And there you go, as easy as that. Don't need to open any menus, anything. can just set it to the side so that it's not in my view at all times. And all of the things that I want to access quickly are available. Whether you fly in VR or on a normal monitor, I highly recommend that little widget. There is a free one as well, which you can download and try if you're not sure that it's for you. I'm going to keep this video rather short, but I will give you guys a little bit of a tour inside this waterfall area. There's Planet Hollywood. So like I said, everything you see here is all custom stuff that Jeppeson added to the scenery, which is absolutely phenomenal. Like I mentioned, I'm new to flying in VR, and I'm also new to flying with these more advanced heli controls, so it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. But I've got to say, I'm absolutely loving it. Check out that sound. It's beautiful. Some of you guys might be wondering why I haven't even raised my gear. It's because I haven't even finished binding all of my controls yet. So I basically at the moment just have my collective and my cyclic. So I've got to do a little bit of work there to get all of the controls bound to the new heli controls I've got. But I think it's fine. We're not going for a long trip. Beautiful photogrammetry detail in here as well. Let's see if we can set it down in this little spot here without busting her up. So one of the things immediately that I discovered about VR is how much easier it is to fly, just because, especially when you're flying helicopters, you need to be able to look around, right? Like that situational awareness is so much more important than on a fixed wing aircraft. This is going to be rough. All right, it wasn't pretty, but we're alive. Yeah, so that's basically a quick update on Project AirWolf, as well as some new relationships I've formed in the last little while. So I'm super excited to share more information with you guys in terms of what I'll be doing with Parallel 42. And of course, you'll be hearing a lot more about Project AirWolf in the coming months as well as a lot of other projects we've got going on. But for the time being, my focus is going to be on doing some VR flights. So I'm going to be showcasing a lot more VR content for those of you interested in seeing some of that stuff. We'll probably do something like city tours where every flight will be like a different city or something like that. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys again soon.